Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me in this live section. Nnamdi Kanu is really winning. I'm going to give you details why Nnamdi Kanu is truly defeating the federal government. But before that, IPOB has strongly, boldly rejected cattle ranching or ranching in Abuja. They have said no. This is like a war between IPOB and Tinubu. So now they said is RUGA in disguise. This is a repackaged RUGA. You guys know RUGA. We'll still come down to that. So now IPOP rejects ranching in Abuja. They called is RUGA in disguise. Now, why is this dangerous for indigenous Nigeria? We're going to explain everything, why this ranching in Abuja is so dangerous for Nigerians. We're going to explain everything in this live section. So guys, do well to stay to the end of this live section. Now, IPOB has strongly condemned Tinubu's proposal for cattle ranches in Abuja, calling it a dangerous land grab. They are using this opportunity, according to IPOB, they are using this opportunity to take over the lands in Nigeria, giving it out to Fulani people to rear their cows. So they want to use the opportunity to grab lands. IPOB said that they called it a dangerous land grab. This video breaks down the press statement, its historical warnings and the urgent call for indigenous rights. So now, here we will break down a major statement issued by the indigenous people of Biafra regarding President Tinubu's proposed cattle ranching policy in Nigeria, capital Abuja. So now, they said that this cattle ranching in Abuja is going to what? That are using the opportunity to grab lands. That is a way of grabbing land. So they have said no to cattle ranch in Abuja. It's not going to happen. They won't come and grab. They want to take the lands in Abuja and give them over to the Fulanis to take over. That is their plan. Even in Benue State now, what are they after? It's not land. So now IPOB has said no, that they already know what they want to do, and they have refused. They will not allow that to happen in Abuja. So IPOB calls it RUGA in disguise and warned that it's a threat to land rights and the indigenous Bagi people and a replay of Fulani expansionism. So now they want to just, they call it Fulani expansionism. They want to just expand them. You know that in Nigeria, Nigeria only supports one particular tribe, which is the Fulanis. Yes, I don't see why you want to like give them lands to rear their cow. I don't know if Nigeria has become, or cattle rearing has become, a national business that give the country income, because I don't know what the president is. I don't know the interest of the president in cattle rearing. Even when these cows goes around in Nigeria buying, they use the way to buy people. The president is not saying anything about it. Why is it that these headers are always being defended? Why is it that the president is always defending them? Now he wants to now come and give them lands in Abuja to start rearing their cows, guys. This is a way of giving them lands like that land is going to be theirs forever. They just want to use the opportunity and grab land. So IPOP calls it RUGA in disguise. You guys know RUGA now. It happened in 2019, and they want that is a threat to land rights and of the indigenous Bagi people and a replay of Fulani expansionism. Now, let's break this down in plain language, and I'll help you, understand everything I'll say here. So now the president Bola Tinubu reportedly announced plans to establish cattle ranches around Abuja. Not just one cattle ranch, like plenty cattle ranches in Abuja. According to the government, this is to solve the herders farmers conflict and improve meat production. Okay, the ones he established, why is it that we are still seeing cows parading everywhere in different states in Nigeria? Why? So President Bola Tinubu reportedly announced plans to establish cattle ranching around Abuja. According to the government, this is to solve herders farmers conflict and improve meat production. But IPOB isn't buying it. They believe this is the same old RUGA. They believe this is the same old RUGA policy, just rebranded. They're saying this is like a rebranded RUGA. You remember RUGA now? You remember RUGA, the 2019 proposal to allocate land across Nigeria for Fulani herders. It caused a national uproar and was later, shelved. Now IPOB is now saying this is RUGA 2.0. So now this is just a rebranded RUGA. They allocate lands to Fulani to take over. You know that these Fulani people are after land grabbing. That is what they want, to like buy everyone in this country and grab lands. So now, this same President Bola Tinubu is doing now, he wants to establish cattle ranches, like plenty cattle ranches in Abuja. According to what he's saying, he said this is like a way of solving the conflict between herders and farmers. And then he also wants to improve meat production. But IPOP, they are not buying it. They are saying that this is the same old RUGA policy, just rebranded. You remember RUGA, the 2019 proposal to allocate land across Nigeria for Fulani herders. It caused a national uproar and was later shelved. Now, IPOP is saying this is RUGA 2.0. Why is IPOB so obsessed to this? Why are they so obsessed? Now, IPOB spokesperson Emma Powerful said, this is not just about cows or meat. This is about land, power, and history repeating itself. They claim it's land. You know, President Tinubu will tell you it's land and meat, to increase meat production. To increase meat production. And I'm asking myself, during those days, these cattle, were they did they have ranches? Were there ranches in Nigeria? Where were these cattle before? Where were these cattle before? But there was still meat for people to eat as at then. So now they will tell you this is to improve meat production. This is not just about meat. This is what Emma Powerful is saying, IPOP spokesperson. He's saying this is not just about cows or meat. This is about land, power, and history repeating itself. Let's explain what this means. Now, this is the historical context now. A long time ago, this is what happened in RUGA. This is the RUGA policy. A long time ago, the Fulani came into Hausa land, claiming they needed grazing land. Over time, they took over established emirates and reduced the original Hausa people to mere observers or in their own land. Guys, can you see what is happening? Fulani people, this happened a long time ago. Fulani people came to Hausa land and they said they are looking for to tell you that these Fulanis are not Nigerians. I don't know why the president will just be sidelining that tribe. These Fulanis, it is already confirmed that they are not even Nigeria. They came into Hausa land and they were claiming that they needed grazing land for their cows. Over time now, they took over established emirate, they took over their lands, and they reduced original Hausa people to mere observers of their own land. That means they took over the lands of Hausa people, their own land. Fulani people took over it. Now IPOB is warning, what happened to the Hausas might happen to the Bagi people of Abuja. The fear is that giving lands to Fulani herders will gradually lead to land takeover, political domination, and cultural erasure. So, guys, you can see what happened. The Fulanis took the lands of these Hausa people, and now Tinubu is trying to give land to these Fulani men for cattle rearing. For cattle rearing, Tinubu is trying to give them land. These Fulani people, she's trying to give them land for for grazing. So now you can see now what happened in Ruga is going to happen again if care is not taken. IPOB is warning what happened to Hausas, because these Fulani people took over the lands of Hausa people. What happened to Hausa might happen to Bagi people of Abuja. The fear is that giving lands to Fulani herders will gradually lead to land takeover. It will gradually lead to land takeover. And you know what that means? Political domination and cultural erasure. So guys, IPOB, they said no to the ranches in Abuja. So now they say this policy encourages violence and land grabbing, rewarding groups linked to attack with land instead of punishing them. Powerful pointed out something very important. He said, no country in the world keeps cow in or near their capital city. Guys, to tell you that this country is actually a joke. This country, the people that are in this country, or the people that are in authority in this country, they don't know what they are doing. I am telling you, even an ordinary spokesperson or a spokesperson in Biafra knows better. Knows better. No country in the world keeps cow near their capital city. It's only Nigeria that you see cows parading. Think about it. Do you see cattle ranches near New Delhi in India? Do you see? Do you see cattle near Delhi in India? Are cattle grazing around Washington DC? It's only Nigeria that you see cattle near Abuja, or they are planning to establish one in Abuja. What about Nairobi, Paris, and London? Do you see cattle there? No. Major cities they prioritize security, infrastructure and planning, not cows. But Nigeria is doing the opposite. See, Tinubu is supposed to concentrate on the insecurity going in the country, not building ranches. People are dying. I'm talking about ranches. People are dying. You're supposed to prioritize security, infrastructures. That money you use to build ranches, use it and weaponize soldiers. 20 soldiers died yesterday because they were not weaponized. They don't have weapons. They don't have enough weapons to face these guys. And you're talking about ranches. You can see that this country, the government go after unnecessary things. Major cities prioritize security, infrastructure and planning, not cows. But Nigeria is doing the opposite. No country in the world keeps cow near their capital city. Do you see cattle ranches in near New Delhi in India? Would you see cattle around Washington DC? Do you see in Paris or London? That's to tell you. Major cities prioritize security, infrastructure and planning, not cows, but Nigeria is doing the opposite. Now, IPOB are saying that this policy encourage violence. If you attack indigenous community, the reward is land. Instead of facing justice, some killers are being turned into landowners. They turn into landowners. This, according to IPOB, is stated sponsored terrorism. If you IPOB says this policy encourage violence. If you attack indigenous communities, the reward is land. Instead of facing justice, some killers are being turned into landowners. This, according to IPOB, is state-sponsored terrorism. They describe it as a type of ethnic cleansing, slow, quiet but deadly. You feel that, oh, Tinubu is actually wants to stop conflicts in the no. Very soon you will see how deadly that policy will turn out. Very soon you will see. You might be thinking Tinubu wants to stop conflict between farmers. No, they want to take over the lands in Abuja and dominate. No inch of Biafran land will be given for cattle ranching. Our land are scarred. No inch. IPOB is making it clear. You see, no inch of Biafran land will be given for cattle ranching. Our lands are scarce. They also offered a modern solution. Nigeria has built railway lines. The truth is that this IPOB, they are just, warning the people of Abuja, Begi, people of Abuja, to be mindful because of what happened to Hausa people, how Fulanis, they gave them their land, they offered them lands for grazing, and after they dominated, they took over the land. So it looks like a warning to them. Now, they said they also offered a modern solution. Nigeria has built railway lines. Let cattle be ranched in remote areas like Sambisa Forest. Transport meat or dairy products by train. That's what civilized nations do. This is you cannot keep cattle near where people are living. They offered this solution that if they actually want to build cattle ranch, they should head to Sambisa Forest and let them keep their cattle there. transport meat and dairy products by train. That's what civilized nations do. They do not they are not against ranching, but against ranching on people's land by force. Ranching on people's land by force. That is what they are saying. So now they offer the modern solution. They say Nigeria has built railway lines. Let cattle be ranched in remote areas like Sambisa Forest, transport meat and dairy products by train. That's what civilized nations do. They are not against ranching, but are against ranching on people's land by force. Now, this statement ends with a strong show of solidarity. IPOB says it stands with the Gabe people, the original owners of the land in Abuja. They are warning that if nothing is done, tomorrow there could be an emir of Abuja. The Gabi people could become foreigners in their own land. I'm telling you the truth. These Fulani people can be an emir in Abuja. They can also be foreigners. These Gabi people can also be foreigners in their own land. Their culture could disappear just like Hausa kingdoms. I am telling you, if this happens, if this cattle ranch is built in Abuja, if lands are given to these Fulani people for grazing, tomorrow they could become these baggy people can become foreigners in their own land. Their culture could disappear just like the Hausa kingdom. Now, this isn't just about cows, it's about land, it's about justice, it's about whether indigenous people still have a future in the place of their ancestors called home. So what do you think now? Should the government back down from this policy? Is there a better way to solve the headers crisis? Leave your thoughts under the comment section. Let me know what you're saying. So now the truth is that nobody is against cattle rearing or whatever. I don't even understand why the president is so interested in cattle or cows. I don't know why he's so interested in Fulani people. I don't know why the president, yeah, so is cattle rearing now a national business for Nigeria? Does it bring any income? Why is the president so interested when people are interested of cows, when people are dying? You see that thing they tell you that if one cow is down, 150 people will go down, 150 humans will go down. Why is he making cows' life so important? Why? Why is the life of a cow so important in this country? You want to build cattle ranching when millions of people die every year. You're not interested in, okay, weaponizing the military. You're not interested in doing or gathering doing intelligence gathering to know how you protect your people. You're not interested in any of that. You're just interested in cattle ranching. That is the only thing Tinubu is interested in. How will it help this country? With this cattle now, what is this cattle doing for us in Nigeria? Let us ask ourselves. This cattle, what is it doing in Nigeria? Like, what is the use? The milk we drink every morning, the milk we take into our system, where is it coming from? Is it coming from Nigeria? It's coming from Holland. This pig milk we drink every time is coming from Holland. What is Nigerian cow doing for us? Like I said, during those days, they were not cows, paraded, but we still had meat to eat. What is the essence of this cow? Your people, why is a cow's life so important in Nigeria? Why the Nigerian government make the life of a cow so important than the life of human beings? People die every day. Just yesterday, 20 soldiers died. That same yesterday, within 24 hours, 48 operatives died. Bandit attack, they were not weaponized. If these soldiers had weapon, do you think they would die? You have not even brought out measures to make sure that you end the killings in Nigeria, but you're interested in cow. You're interested in ranches. That is why I tell you that people's life are not regarded in this country. They don't care about the well-being of anyone in this country. All they are interested in is cow, a cow's life. Once a cow is down, just like a Fulani man that came out to say that if his cow go down, if his calf go down, that he can buy 150 Nigerians. That means a cow is equivalent to 150 Nigeria. This is what this man is trying to say. And nobody is after him. The IGP, they are seeing this thing, they're not doing anything. The president is seeing it, he's not doing anything. Can you imagine? Why are they so interested in cows? People are dying on the highway. People are dying. A lieutenant, army lieutenant, died in an attack. These people are not weaponized. They come out to cry every time that they are not weaponized, but Nigerian government doesn't listen. So IPOB slames Tinubu's government over proposed Abuja ranches, calls it RUGA in disguise. The RUGA Settlement Initiative, short for Rural Grazing Area, was a controversial policy introduced by the Nigerian government under former President Muhammadu Buhari. The indigenous people of Biafra (IPOB) has slain President Bola Tinubu's government over a proposal to establish cattle ranches in Nigeria's Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. The secessionist group labeled as the secessionist group the secessionist group labeled the secessionist group labeled the proposal as a dangerous replay of history and a covert attempt to revive the controversial Ruga settlement scheme under a new name. The Ruga Settlement Initiative, short for Rural Grazing Area, was a controversial policy introduced by the Nigerian former President Muhammadu Buhari. The government said its primary aim was to address the long-standing and often violent conflict between nomadic Fulani herders and sedentary farmers, particularly in Nigeria's Middle Belt and Southern region. The idea was to establish designated settlements where herders could live and rear their livestock in a more structured and sedentary environment. These settlements were to be equipped with amenities such as school, veterinary clinic, water supply, markets, and abattoirs. According to the government, the goal was to reduce open grazing, which had led to frequent clashes over land and resources. While the government framed RUGA as a peace-building and economic development strategy, many Nigerians, especially the South and the Middle Belt, saw it as an attempt to favor one ethnicity group, the Fulani, and potentially seize lands under federal authority. So the federal government are only supporting, they're only supporting and sidelining favoring only one political group, which is the Fulanis, and also potentially seize lands under federal authority. In a statement issued on Tuesday by its spokesperson Emma Powerful, IPOB warned that the planned cattle ranches around Abuja, ancestral homeland of the Gbagi people, constitute an assault on indigenous land rights and represent a broader agenda of Fulani expansionism. This latest ploy is nothing but RUGA repackaged, a sinister land-grabbing strategy locked in government policy designed to reward killers and entrench Fulani imperial expansionism in the heart of Nigeria, IPOB said in a statement. The group drew a historical parallel with the 19th century Fulani Jihad, which resulted in the subjugation of Hausa kingdoms and the establishment of Sokoto Caliphate. IPOB expressed concerns that similar dynamic could unfold in Abuja if indigenous land rights are not protected. What began as the need for grazing century ago led to the total subjuga- subjugation of proud Hausa kingdom, the statement read. Abuja is about to witness the same fate in this madness is not if this madness is not stopped. The Gbagi people are recognized as the original inhabitants of the area now known as Abuja since the relocation of Nigeria's capital from from Lagos in 1991. Their land rights and cultural identity have been under growing pressure due to rapid urbanization of government infrastructure projects. IPOB expressed fear that the proposed ranches may further marginalize the indigenous population. So you can see that IPOB, they are against them. They are against them, saying that this is the opportunity they want to use and grab the land and dominate, take over, just like what happened 2019, 19th century. In 19th century ago, the lands were grabbed. They took over full Hausa land. They built Sokoto Caliphate, and IPOB is saying don't be surprised that if this madness is not controlled, that there could be an emir in Abuja. The Bagi people could become foreigners in their own land, and their culture would disappear, just like Hausa kingdoms. So guys, you can see. So now this isn't just about cows, it's about land, it's about justice, it's about whether indigenous people still have a future in their place, their ancestors called home. That's just it. So you can see, guys. So now, let me just go to the fact that no, Nnamdi Kanu is truly winning. He's truly winning in courts. Like, this man has no crime, or no, he has no case to answer. I just want to take a look at what his lawyer said. His lawyer said a lot of important things which we need to look into, guys.
When the president calm down, the reason Nnamdi Kanu have a discussion with him. You have been having a discussion with bandits and the so-called repentant Boko Haram. Tell me when the president calm down, the reason Nnamdi Kanu have a discussion with him. You have been having a discussion with bandits and the so-called repentant Boko Haram. Tell me the offense of Nnamdi Kanu, because he's agitating for self-determination, which is his own constitutional fundamental rights granted to him by the constitution and the law.
Well, the government's anger is not because of the agitation, because they know that everyone has a right to agitate, but they said the way he was going about it, like and then people were being incited. Well, that's even not what I'm
what of the one the wife of the president incited people during the election? The wife of the president, he incited people that Igbo should go. What of the one Oba of Lagos said that Igbo should go and fall into lagoon? What of those that came out and said that Igbos will not vote? If you are not voting for APC, you will not vote. What happened to them? Has anybody been arrested? That Nnamdi Kanu said something, then you now term that thing he said as is a terrorist, is a crime of terrorism. You charge him for terrorism. His own lawful organization that is registered in almost all the whole countries in America and Europe and Asia, and you now came to Nigeria, you term it a terrorist organization. Now you are now saying that now that IPOB is being recognized in almost all the whole countries in America and Europe. So you are now saying that America, France, Germany, they are recognizing a terrorist organization because you don't want anybody to agitate. You want to suppress anybody. If you talk, kill him, suppress him, jail him. In a country that is predicated on constitutional governance, it cannot work like that.
Okay, let's get back to the ministerial nomination of Bianca Ojukwu, because you said he took away one from Anambra and brought in another. But remember that the president took away the minister based on the KPI results that came out, which he was not even the one, that did the evaluation. It was the result given to him with which he did that, meaning that if actually the minister had performed, above board in the KPI, they wouldn't have had any reason to remove her rather.
Now, still on that ministerial list, we have 48 of them, am I right? And we have 36 states in this country, including FCT 37. So, apart from Southeast, that have only 5, every other region have more than 6, apart from Southeast. Now, check since 1999, we have been having series of presidents. Let's use what is going on now. The president is from where? Vice is from where? Speaker is from where? Senate President is from where? CJN is from where? Court of Appeal President is from where? National Industrial Court President is from where? Chief Judge of Federal High Court is from where? And they are saying that the people of Southeast belongs to this country.
Are you sure you're not? I mean, it's just like what I said too. I mean, isn't it time we started to be less sentimental about this diversity?
We have to apply it now. We are saying that the only people that are qualified to hold all this position, nobody from South is qualified. On what basis?
Are you sure that there's
the chief of naval staff is from the Southeast?
Huh?
The chief of naval staff?
From where? I'm talking about the key position.
So
number 1 person, number 2 person, number 3 person, number 4 person, number 5 person. The key position. We have 3 arms of government. the executive, the judiciary, and the parliament. You can never see anybody from Southeast there. Now, the point we are talking about is that when I'm not even talking about, I'm in court about lopsided appointments.
Okay.
I can avail that my process because I did an intensive research in that process. File it, asking court to view whether this particular appointment, whether this particular government is in line with Federal Character Establishment Act, an act of National Assembly that said that you should carry everybody along. Section 14 of the Constitution also said that you should carry everybody along. And we are not doing all these things. You are telling me that, yes, now that you have removed Kennedy Handele and they are now brought in Janko Juku, that the people of Southeast will jubilate. Are you talking to idiots? Look at the people that you are talking about. Check, let me start with the source. In football, the people that have made Nigeria proud are the people of Southeast. In commerce, in aviation industry, name it. In academics, they are from people of Southeast. But when it comes to power, they are not qualified. And we want them to be happy. Listen, let me tell you, like today that is Monday, go to Southeast. And my annoyance is that these things are avoidable for Christ's sake. They won at Tannizer. They listen to the Kalu. Let us start addressing this issue. This early morning, somebody sent me a clip, something they posted. That they said from, I think they said next week, I'll be the next 2 weeks, that there will be nothing like federal courts in the whole of Southeast. What do I mean by federal courts? Federal courts, National Industrial Court is a federal court. Federal High Court is a federal court. Court of Appeal is a federal court. Now, the people the judges that are there, most of them are not Igbos. Majority of them are not Igbos. How should you risk somebody to go and preside in the Court of Appeal over the judicial division, Oka Judicial Division, Enugu Judicial Division? How can you appoint somebody to go and preside in Federal High Court in the Southeast, National Industrial Court in the Southeast? And they are not even thinking about all this. And the judges are not even thinking about, So the point we are talking about is that when there is a problem, look for a solution. Personally, somebody like us, we're not even, I'm defending Nnamdi Kanu, one of his lawyers. So when they say so you people are not doing what you're supposed to do, the person that is calling you, don't even know him. He's using a hidden number to call you. You don't even know what they're talking about court. The only thing that you went to court and you were unable to bring Nnamdi Kanu out. They're not even safe.
Okay, Maxwell, let me ask you this, because from what you're saying, I've also heard IPOB many times deny, allegations of being involved in some of the killings that happen in the Southeast and some of the, the ills that we see in the society. Even the sit-at-home in question, IPOB has also claimed that he has not asked anybody to sit at home. I don't know, get my point. So the point I'm making is that from what you're saying, it would look as if what you're actually trying to say is that it's because Nnamdi is being held,
yes,
that is why the ills in the society in the Southeast has escalated. Does it have anything to do with him? That is what you're saying.
Do you know why? Nnamdi Kanu, IPOB is his initiative. He established it, he organized it. Now, when you now kidnapped him or abducted him, and unlawfully, because the Supreme Court have said that he was unlawfully brought into this country, and you kept him incommunicado, everybody on his own. This one we kill, you said at IPOB. This one we maim, he said at IPOB. Everybody on his own. That's why I asked you the question, who is IPOB? The IPOB is Nnamdi Kanu. So Nnamdi Kanu, if Nnamdi Kanu is out, you will know who is who. Simon Ekpa will talk his own, Emma Powerful will talk his own, this one will talk his own, this one. Who is IPOB? That you are even talking. Simon Ekpa is in Finland. Emma Powerful, I don't know where he's operating from. Another person is operating from somewhere. Issuing threats. Just like the one somebody told me. I don't even know where that one is coming from. So the easiest way to do is the one that you know. Nnamdi Kanu. Then tell Attorney General, as he discontinue the charges against the president of Mieti Ala Kato, discontinue that of Showore, they are all terrorism. Tell them to discontinue that of Nnamdi Kanu, and allow Nnamdi Kanu to agitate. It is his right. I told you the other day.
You see, that's where the problem is, really. The guarantee, that there will not be problems, even if Nnamdi Kanu is. Because you're saying allow him to agitate, and he goes about it the way he used to, like, the government have actually feared. That may also create more problems, don't you think?
Let me tell you. There are some things that you asked me the other day whether they are talking about condition giving Nnamdi Kanu. I told you one question. I say, if you give Nnamdi Kanu condition that he feel after meeting up that condition, he will still live like a human being, so be it. But when you give him condition and you are removing that made him a human being, he will tell you no. What is that makes you a human being? That thing that makes you a human being is your ability to exercise your fundamental rights. And when somebody said, now I'm going to employ you here, I'll be paying you $500,000 every month, but you will not talk. You will not move out. You say, do away with your job. When somebody said, I'm going to release you, but I'll cut one of your hands. Say no. The agitation for self-determination is a fundamental right. And if you people fail to understand it, I can agitate that I need the Republic of Maxwell. Yeah. It is my right. Anybody can agitate. I don't even need crowd to follow me. It is when you now feel that you have gotten the necessary distance, the necessary need the necessary qualities, then so be it. It is now left for the president who believe in democracy, who believe in government of the people by the people, to apply an initiative. What is the initiative? Release the person. Start addressing all those issues that gave rise to this agitation. It has been there. Uwazirike was agitating during Obasanjo. A lot of people were agitating. So now that you have arrested, you come down Uwazirike that time. Nnamdi Kanu came up. Now that you have arrested Nnamdi Kanu, someone is there. I think this data from Ned Nwoko was telling you that even if you arrest Simon Ekpa today, another Simon Ekpa will come out. So the issue there is that address all those issues.
Right. So for you, it's not about ministerial appointment.
No. That one. Okay, that is a complete distraction. It
shouldn't even come in.
Okay. After turning in now, let Bianca come and address the Igbos in Enugu.
All right.
So guys, you heard what Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer said. Now, the truth is that they are supposed to release Nnamdi Kanu and talk to him. These people, do you know Nigerian government talk to bandits? They see bandits, they talk to them. The truth is, they are supposed to release him and talk to him. There's no need going after to arrest him, because even if you arrest him, just like, okay, let me say, according to what his lawyer said, he said the Uwazirike was once agitating. And then they arrested him. Nnamdi Kanu came up. They arrested him. Simon Ekpa is there. And trust me, they have arrested him. Doesn't mean that Biafran government has died or no one will come up. People are still there agitating. Emma Powerful is still there, strongly behind IPOB. So it's not about going about to arrest. It's about sorting the problems at ground. Sorting the problem at ground. If you keep arresting, people are coming up. This is how you will be arrested, you know. It's about sorting the problem at hand. So you can see that truly Nnamdi Kanu has been acquitted by the Supreme Court. Supreme Court is the highest court in Nigeria. Once their orders, their judgment is final. Their judgment is final. So why is it Nigerian government cannot just obey court judgment? Why is it? So now, there was a message from Nnamdi Kanu to IPOB saying that Emma Powerful is the official spokesperson. Guys, listen to what the lawyer said.
My name is Nnamdi Kanu. I am one of the lawyers to Nnamdi Kanu. My friend here, Max Opera, and Jude Ugwai, all lawyers to Nnamdi Kanu. We just came out from the station of Nnamdi Kanu today, being the 25th of June 2025. We have delivered the messages from the leadership to him. He has equally also sent us to the leadership and to the whole world. From now henceforth, Emma Powerful is the recognized worldwide spokesperson for IPOB. Emma Powerful is now, from now henceforth, 25th of June 2025, is the official spokesperson of IPOB worldwide. So the directive is coming from Nnamdi Kanu, today being the 25th of June 2025. He also has received the message that was sent to him. We delivered it to him, and he has acknowledged it, and the others and replied and given a reply which will be sent to those concerned directly. Thank you.
So, guys, you can see that, Nnamdi Kanu has sent message to all IPOBs in Nigeria, both worldwide, saying that Emma Powerful is now the official spokesperson worldwide. He's not the official spokesperson. Any information that is not coming from Emma Powerful is not regarded. So, anywhere you hear fake news or hear rumors about IPOB, please disregard it. Or else it's coming from Emma Powerful. If Emma Powerful did not publish any news, just disregard any information. So if you want to verify any message or verify any news that concerns IPOB, let it go straight to Emma Powerful. He's the one that will publish, the official spokesperson now of IPOB worldwide. So now this is the message of Nnamdi Kanu today, being 25th of June 2025. This is the message to IPOBs worldwide. So now let's talk about what Gowon is saying. Gowon, there was a certain time Gowon came out. We challenge Gowon to answer these following questions. There are some questions Gowon is supposed to answer. There are so many questions because he came out the other time and he was ranting. So people feel that there are some questions he needs to come and tell Nigerians about the British. But before that, let's talk about, Gowon's blood-stained lies. Now, Gowon's blood-stained lies cannot erase the truth of Biafra. History will not condemn him more than he tell. The indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, notes that with unshakable disgust the latest mediator of lies, delusion, and of the retired General Yakubu Gowon, the bloodshed, deranged former head of state and butcher of Biafra. In a coordinated propaganda campaign across several Nigerian media platforms, Gowon has attempted to launder his reputation and repaint himself not as the genocidal villain of Africa, most brutal civil war, but as a misunderstood peacemaker who was not trained to rule. This pathetic revisionism will fail. Let us be clear, Gowon is a war criminal. He presided over the starvation and murder of 5 million Biafran civilians, mostly children, as a deliberate weapon of war. The Holocaust places him in the shameful company of the worst mass murderers in history. Second, only the Helter of the more sadistic than Pol Pot of the. Unlike Hitler, who faced judgment at Nuremberg, Gowon escaped justice not because he was innocent, but because the British government, motivated by their pathological hatred for Igbo race, shielded him from accountability. The UK lobbied the United States and manipulated global perception to suppress international outcry over the genocide in Biafra, all to preserve its oil and gas interest in Biafra land. So the interest of these people were mostly the lands in Igbo, the oil and gas in Igbo. You don't want these people to be in power and you not still, treat them well. There was this lawyer that, argued very well of what these people are doing to Nnamdi Kanu. Take a look.
But so far, no strong evidence has been adduced by the prosecution against Nnamdi Kanu. Look at it. The prosecution, or one of their prosecution witnesses, I think Mr. BBB or so, all the things they asked him was saying no. At a point, the the judge or Justice almost got angry and was reprimanding them that if they don't have any matter to, they should stop coming and all that. It happened. So there was nothing concrete. I was thinking they are going to present a cache of arms stockpiled by Nnamdi Kanu somewhere. Because how can you be a terrorist without gun, Mr. Okoro? Mention anywhere in the world where you see terrorists without a single, not even cutlass with them.
You are a lawyer. What about inciting people? Because they also said it was inciting people.
What are you talking about? Inciting in what way? Hold on.
They recovered radio Biafra equipment from him.
Hold on, please. That is not the one of the hallmark of a terrorist. Politicians do incite people. True of us. Politicians. Were you not here when somebody told you that God told him that they should kill Tinubu's wife, Oluremi, that she's an infidel? Did it not happen in this country? That man was not even arrested, not to talk of questioning. What does that tell you? That one is even worse. The man who said it, Sheikh Tenshi. So when you are talking of incitement, I don't know what people are talking about. That is not the hallmark. That's not the prescription of a terrorist. Terrorists means you are heavily armed, killing people, taking up territories, destroying villages and all that.
The terrorists also attack soft targets deliberately.
You say what?
They deliberately attack soft targets.
They don't look, as long as they're terrorists. To cause
disaffection between the government and the people.
Listen very well. A terrorist is a terrorist. And there are prescriptions. That's why no nation in the whole world has seen Nnamdi Kanu as a terrorist or IPOB as a terrorist group. Because they know how to describe a terrorist or terrorist organization. They know. This thing that killer Fulani herdsmen are doing is a perfect description of terrorism. Perfect description. But the federal government of Nigeria don't want to see that. They are still calling it a farmer header class. Do they need all the forests, all the land in the whole of Nigeria to do their business? If it is for a farmer header clash? No, tell me. You mean they don't have a place? You know, you had when Niger State to call them, come. If you are looking for land, we have more than enough. Kano State to call them, come, we have more than enough. Did they listen? They said no. So if it is land they are looking for, the states have promised them, come and take as much as you like a Niger State. Niger State has the size of the whole of Southwest.
Okay.
So why couldn't they go there if they are looking for land? If they are looking for land. I'm talking of a land that is twice the size of Lagos State. You can get it in Niger State, and yet there's vast area still left. 76,000.
Barrister, we are left with just 1 minute. Now, on the 18th of July, the prosecution and the defense will make their final addresses. What do you expect?
I cannot speak to them. The fact is that they have closed their case, Abi. Yes. The procedure and processes are going on fine.
Okay.
But from the look of things, it looks like the federal government have nothing against Nnamdi Kanu.
Okay. So
yes.
So they are likely to let him go.
Well, is it not obvious? Is it not obvious? When they don't have any strong evidence against him, I told you here. If they have come out and said, look, it was Nnamdi Kanu, the whole of one part of Imo State, he occupied it, he killed every people, he did this, he did, that he made the broadcast. Who told you?
Okay.
So these other ones that are killing in Benue, it was Nnamdi Kanu that incited them too, Abi. It was Nnamdi Kanu. He was the one that incited them. Why didn't they say that?
Well, Barrister, July 18th is about a month away from today, so let's see what goes on before then and on that day. This will be a good place to anchor this conversation.
So guys, Nnamdi Kanu is winning and he will soon be released because federal government they have no case against Nnamdi Kanu. You see, this country only sideline one particular tribe. Like I said, why is it that this country is interested in cows? Why is it that the presidents are interested in cow? Imagine the president trying to build cattle ranch for these Fulani people in Abuja. IPOB are saying no to that because that is a way they want to use and grab the land, take over, just like what they did in 2019. They grabbed the lands of Fulani people. People are dying every day. The only thing the government know is building cattle ranches for cow. Soldiers are dying, and the only thing they know is building. Just like this lawyer said. This lawyer said, they called Nnamdi Kanu a terrorist. They call him a terrorist. Now, we were expecting that these DSS people or people that are testifying against him will come and say that they have seen him with weapons or show the world, weapons that Nnamdi Kanu kept somewhere. But no, they don't have anything against him. No soldier has come out to say that. They don't even know the true definition of terrorism or a terrorist. A terrorist is somebody that is armed, that is killing people. What these Fulani guys are doing is what is called terrorism. is the full definition of terrorism. But the government don't want to admit this thing. They will say it's a header farmer clash. Why is this government, sidelining one particular tribe? Now they want to give lands to the Fulanis for grazing, where they will live. And of all places, Abuja, capital city, Abuja. Why don't you take these cows to Sambisa forest where people are not living? In which country will you see in their capital will you see cows? Do they carry cow around in India? Do they carry cow around in Washington, D.C.? Do they carry cow around in London? Why is this country like this? Why is this country like this? Why are they supporting? Why is a cow's life more important than a Nigerian? Why is a cow's life? Why are they always supporting these Fulani people? Why is it their policy always favors Fulani people? Why? This lawyer said that Niger State has called them to come and take land. They refused. To see that these people have mission. You will see them in the southeast carrying cow. They have mission. Their mission is just to buy people in the southeast and the southwest. That's their mission. After they will call IPOB. They know the true terrorists. After they will call IPOB terrorists. You call this person a terrorist, you have not seen with any weapon. You have not seen, they said he incites people. Do you know how many people that have incited people in this country? Do you know? What are you even saying? They know that this one has not done anything. They just want to. In fact, the Supreme Court has said this. He has been acquitted for so long, saying that he's not a criminal organization. So, guys, we're waiting for 18th of July to know the next move. Let's know what will happen, because that's when I think the final declaration. In fact, Nnamdi Kanu is likely to be released on the 18th of July. So, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Drop your comments below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like and share this video. For more information, head straight to for more information, etc. our website, idmnews.com. So, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.